Welcome to another episode of What to Stream with myself, Lupe from Cinemovie, and Jana from Jana on Camera. How are you, Jana?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm doing good. We're both a little tired. There's a lot of stuff going on, right? Especially since we
Yeah.
have to go back to movie theaters to watch stuff. So, what are you talking about today?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about some movies it's gonna open this weekend on the movie theater. So we're gonna be talking about Respect, Free Guy, and Don't Breathe 2. And
And
what about you?
we're talking about those movies because even though they're only theatrical, we're going to let you know whether you should go to movie theater if you're comfortable with that, or wait till it comes on digital, because most of the times these movies are like in a month, in 30 days, they're usually on digital
Yeah,
already. So
yeah,
that's why we're doing that, because I'm sure you want to know whether it's worth going to the movie theater. And in these days, taking a risk, that's a whole new meaning, right? Taking a risk.
yeah.
So there you go. That's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to be talking about What If. We're both going to be discussing What If on Disney Plus that just premiered this Wednesday. We both saw it. And so we'll talk about that a little later, or in a little bit. And also I'm going to talk about Taika Waititi's new show, Reservation Dogs. I almost made the mistake of calling it Reservation. Anyway, they're linked.
They're linked.
So, yeah. So, okay. Well, first off, I'm going to talk about What If on Disney Plus. It premiered this Wednesday, and I believe it's 9 episodes. At least that's the information I found. And it kicked off with Peggy Carter. I'm sure you all saw the issues people had with Peggy Carter being it's not Captain America because she's British, but whatever, being the new captain, whatever. Her name is Captain Marvel, Captain Carter. Too many captains, right, Jenna?
Yeah,
yeah. So anyway, What If is Marvel's first animated series on Disney Plus. We saw the first 3 episodes. So basically, the series reimagines events from the MCU, and they're calling it creating a multiverse of infinite possibilities. Each episode basically takes what we know from a Marvel film and flips the script, as they say. So the common character is the Watcher, and he narrates the show. And he doesn't give us much information. I mean, he does, but it's still a little vague. I'm trying to find his image here, but I can't find it here. So yeah, he's a narrator that's voiced by Jeffrey Wright, who narrates the series. And you have a lot of people returning to voice the original characters, such as, obviously for Peggy Carter, it's Haley Atwell. We also have Sebastian Stan, Samuel L. Jackson, Dominic Cooper reprising his role as Howard Stark, Stanley Tucci for Dr. Abraham, Sebastian Stan as Bucky. And sadly, we don't have any Chris Evans voicing Steve Rogers in this film. We don't know why. He's probably done with the character, like he said. So let's talk about the first episode. So Peggy Carter, first episode. So what happens is Hydra, like always, screws things up, and Steve Rogers is hurt. So Peggy Carter jumps into the machine and becomes the super strength soldier. Trying to find her image here. Nope, not her. Sorry, people. So here you see her. Instead of a USA flag, we see the British flag on the uniform and the shield. And so she goes into action. And basically, we see a lot of the same events in the first the first movie, Captain America, First Avenger. But instead, we see Peggy Carter as Captain Carter taking over, and we see similar scenes. But don't fret, you still have Steve Rogers in the mix, the scrawny version, that is. And most people were happy to see that we got Howard Stark's first Iron Man. So Tony Stark didn't create the first Iron Man. It was actually Howard Stark, and we know that from the first Iron Man movie. And it was called the Hydra Stomper. So I'm sure a lot of people were very happy about that. So the whole series is directed by Brian Edwards and written by A.C. Bradley. Like I mentioned, there's two other episodes we saw. We saw the second episode, which features Star-Lord, but you'll be surprised to know. I don't even know if we're supposed to be giving
No,
stuff away, Jana, but
no,
the new
don't do it.
Star-Lord. Are you sure we're not supposed to?
I don't know.
Okay, well, there's a
I
different
think
Star-Lord.
if we do, people are gonna. I don't know. It's a
Well,
little
we
bit of a spoiler. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I think we know Chadwick Boseman's voice.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. I was very, very sad watching this episode. He does come back and voice T'Challa. So I guess we really can't talk about episode 2 and 3, according to Jana.
Yeah, better not.
Let's just say there's Star-Lord. And it's hilarious. A lot of people return, a lot of the characters, including Michael Rooker's Roger Yondu, Thanos returns, and Brolin.
Lucky.
Yeah, Brolin reprises the role. And there's a lot of switcheroos. I can't say this, though. There's a lot more screen time for Howard the Duck, right?
Yes,
because it's been in trailers. That we know. But what we do know, or what I can say, is we're going to see a lot of switching ups with T'Challa, Doctor Strange, Killmonger. I showed you a picture of that. Thor, Doctor Strange, and we have some Marvel zombies coming our way. So I'm sad I can't really talk about it because it's going to be some. Well, here we see an image. T'Challa fighting the Collector. So
yeah, I think we can talk about the zombies. Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but here's some other images. That's a big one. Loki, we've seen this image before, but he's a different type of. And here's Killmonger. Here we have. I don't know the name of the character, but we go back to T'Challa's country, and the name escapes me, Jenna.
Yeah, I forgot.
What's the name of the country?
Wakanda.
Wakanda. Duh.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. So there you go. It's a really good show. I really liked it. I really liked the third episode. Let's just say the third episode, Jana, let's just say it's a murder mystery, right?
Yes, it's a murder mystery, and I really like it when I watch it. I think it's like a different take, and we are like just wondering, like, what if? We always have those questions, and I think it's very dynamic, like everything happening. All the episodes. It's not just one in particular. Of course, the third one is more. I think I don't know. I like it more, but I think all of them are very dynamic, and they're very like visually. It's beautiful. And
it's like 2D,
I like
it's like advanced animation. It
No.
looks almost started at like 2D and almost looked like comic booky, right? So I think
yes,
that's what I like about
that's
it.
why
They
it's different. That's why I think
they didn't
it's
make
different.
it glossy.
Yeah, I like that. This is one of the things that I like it because it's not. It's different. Like the look is different from the other animations that we normally see nowadays. So I really enjoy because of that, and all these crazy ways that they are thinking, oh yeah, Agent Carter can become Captain America, and someone else can become someone else. I like this take on what if.
Well, plus,
you know what I mean? What if
comic book fans will be happy because they incorporate like the Hydra Stomper. That's a thing. I looked it up. I'm not a big comic book fan, so I went and looked it up. But I know Peggy Carter at one point was a Captain America of sorts. So they're taking a lot of stuff that people know and just kind of putting them into the MCU world. And so, like I say, the first one was like the first Captain America movie. The second episode is Guardians of the Galaxy. It's referencing all those scenes from Guardians of the Galaxy. And the third one is referencing a lot of the events from Thor, the first Thor movie. So you'll see a lot of mixing it up and what would happen if this and this and this. Plus your favorite Avengers returning. Some of them with the actual actor voicing the character, others didn't return. Who knows, for whatever reason, like Black Widow. I don't think that's Scarlett's voice. It doesn't sound anything like her. Mark Ruffalo also returns, and a bunch of other people. So you hear the voice.
I the last name Tom Hiddleston come back
Tom
for Loki.
Hiddleston is Loki.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
sad that Chris Evans didn't come back for Captain America. So I think he's done with Marvel.
He's done. He meant it when he said, "I'm done. I'm done."
Yeah,
So it
that's
was
for
sad not
sure.
to like, damn you, Steve Rogers, or damn you, Chris Evans. But he's got his reasons, so gotta respect that. Yeah, so I think it's fun, but I think you can enjoy it more if you're a fan of all the movies. So it's really
Yeah,
it's really a series for people who have watched all the MCU movies or some of them. Like I said, like the second one is purely taken out of Guardians of the Galaxy. It just like does switcheroos, but it takes characters from like other movies, from like Avengers, Infinity War.
Avenger.
It takes
Yeah,
some of those characters and throws them in there. So it's kind of fun, like how they just mix things up. And like Thanos is the biggest surprise, right?
yeah.
Where
Oh
he's,
yes,
oh,
I
they're
think that's
totally.
why I'm telling you that's why I like it from all these series that is coming up on Disney Plus. Like
Mhm.
even the live action ones, the WandaVision and the Falcon, the Winter Soldier, and I like this one the most because of this,
Oh, really?
because you can.
Oh.
Yes, I think it's different the way that they're like doing it, like
Hmm.
giving life to another character. I don't know, and that's why I like it a lot. We loved
Yeah, I
it.
would recommend it. I'm sure the haters will hate it because like their usual. It's like
Every
you can't win.
project we're gonna have
You can't
haters.
win.
Doesn't matter, right?
Although I'm already seeing the traction on social media didn't get as much attention, although it was trending a little bit. It didn't get as much attention as the other live action Disney Plus series. So you'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, animated projects tend to not have as much attention, like the Bad Batch, the animated Star Wars series. You don't see as much chitter chatter on social
No,
media. But
no.
because I think some it's just an acquired taste. Like Bad Batch, I watch it, but I'm not that into it, like the live action stuff.
Yeah, me neither.
The
Me neither. But I think I don't know. Maybe they have like a particular audience for that, and
Yeah,
unfortunately,
no, but I think
because
this one, yeah, I think
this
MCU
one is
fans will
gonna be
enjoy it though.
better. Yeah,
Now this
I
one's a
hope
little different
so.
because it references all the movies in the past, and it's really cool how they do that.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to see all the other episodes because we watched
Yeah,
three, and then they have it's 9 episodes, and I cannot wait to watch the remaining.
and they're
The
not telling
remaining.
us which is which. I mean, we saw the picture. You saw Killmonger, Doctor Strange, and some other characters. So we know which characters, but we just don't know like in what setting they're going to be placed in. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
that's
All
amazing.
right,
That's
so
good.
next, you're talking about a movie. You're going to tell us whether it's worth it or not to see in the movie
Yeah,
theaters.
if you like music, if you like the Queen of Soul, Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, we're gonna be talking about Respect. There is like a biography. It's a drama biography that talks about her since her childhood when she started singing at her father's church until her career, how she built her career and the voice and the movie is beautiful. You know what I mean? Who Jennifer Hudson is the one that plays Aretha Franklin. She was big-handed by Aretha. You are the one that's gonna play me before she passed away. She was like big-handed by her to play her biographical movie. And who plays the father of Aretha Franklin? Her father is Forrest Whitaker, which I think he's great on the character. Who plays the husband is Marlon Wayans. I hope I'm
Wayans?
saying his name. Yes,
Wayans.
Wayans. Thank you. and and the mom, played by Audra McDonald, and then they have the sisters, and it's amazing the whole story. I think her performance, Jennifer Hudson. Oh, Mary J. Blige is also on the movie. She refers to one of the singers that I already forget the name of the singer, but she plays a small role there, and I think she's great as well. And Jennifer Hudson performances is amazing. amazing, 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 amazing. So if you like Aretha Franklin, if you like Jennifer Hudson, everything that she already did, it's a movie that you you want to see in the movie theater. If you don't care too much about it, you can wait. But I encourage everybody to go and watch on the movie theater if you're comfortable, of course, and if you like those type of movies that tells a little bit of story. If you're looking for an additional information about Rita Franklin, so this is not the movie for you because doesn't go beyond what we already know about her and about her childhood, about her life, about how difficult she has a relationship with her husband, what happened to her in her childhood. If you know already that and want know more about Aretha Franklin, so maybe the movie is not gonna be as good as as people are thinking. The movie is beautiful. I think it's beautiful, but doesn't add too much to her life as if you're expecting what learn more about Aretha Franklin. You know, so but even though it's beautiful, and I think Jennifer is gonna get some nominations. That's for sure. That's for sure. And I don't know if you curious to did you watch it? No, you didn't watch this one, right? You mute. What?
If, well, the funny thing is they invited me to it, but I think I already had another screening that week. I'm trying to limit my in-person screening to once a week just because of what's going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, it's not a movie I'd want to see on the big screen anyway, because it's not, movie you want to see on the big screen. And that one is a personal story. So I was like, no, let's wait till digital because I just didn't want to make the trek. And like I said, I already had a screening that week. So I was like, I got to pick and choose like what I want to see.
Yeah.
So that's why I was telling you, like, maybe we should talk about movies and whether you should go to the movie or watch it at home. And you said it doesn't give you any additional information. We heard somebody say that I already know everything about her, so why would I see the movie? That's what somebody else told me.
Don't get me wrong. The movie is beautiful. If you want to watch it on a big screen, it's beautiful.
And like her music.
Her music, Jennifer's performance, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. That girl has also an angel voice, which is incredible, but doesn't add too much. You know what I mean? If you want to go to the movie theater just to have the experience, okay. But I would wait to because like in 30 days you're gonna be watching, but keep Jennifer Hudson in mind because she's gonna get some nominations. Also, if you compare this movie to another movie like Judy, the one with Renée Zellweger that she won the Best Actress, if you compare it to other like biographical movies, this one is a little better. Like the pace, I don't know. I enjoyed this one more than the other ones. Even the other ones were good too, but this one, I think, for my point of view, my opinion, this one is a little better than the other ones if you compare, to other movies. So
that seems to be the theme where when there's biopics, like I agree with you. The Judy Garland story, the movie was tough to watch because it was just really slow paced, but her performance was just amazing. And I heard the same thing about this one. It's like her performance is amazing. The movie, not so much.
Yeah, but I think if you compare to that one, I think this one is better. If you like the pace of the movie, even though it's longer, but it's better. So I noticed some people that already watch it complain about the length should be shorter, but I don't think so. I think it was okay. I liked it. The costumes are really good, like everything, the hair. She was really like you look at her, she remembers a little bit the way that she walked, remembers a little bit of Aretha Franklin. They didn't change her face though. So, but
there's a competing project on Nat Geo, National Geographic TV. It's Genius.
Yes.
So if you want to watch a longer version,
but you know what's funny? Because I think the Genius doesn't have the rights for the songs.
Oh, so they didn't use them.
So they didn't use them. If I'm not wrong, I think they don't have it. They didn't have it. So, but I think I don't want to compare, but I think Jennifer did a really good job here. You know
Mhm.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
I
watched it
love
either,
Cynthia too.
but
I
there's
love
supposed to
Cynthia
be.
too, but yeah, I watched a couple of episodes, and I think they don't have. I'm pretty sure they don't have the rights for the songs. So
Mm,
unfortunately,
okay.
yeah. But
All right. Well, there you have it.
there you have
All
it.
right. Well, up next, I'm going back to streaming. Today, I'm going to talk about Taika Waititi's new show on FX on Hulu. So I don't think it's actually airing on broadcast. You can only watch it on Hulu, which is called FX on Hulu. So he teamed up with a Native American named Sterling Harjo, and it's called Reservation Dogs. And here are the four characters. So basically, these four Native American teens, they live on a reservation in eastern Oklahoma, and they're petty thieves. They're looking to steal enough money to leave the reservation and head to California. One of their friends killed themselves the year prior, so they set in their sights California because they think their motto is "I don't want to die here." Not that it's a really bad situation, but there's just no. If you stay there, you're pretty much stuck, um, in going nowhere. So that's why they want to leave. And at first, you're thinking, it's going to be hard making because they're thieves and they're stealing. But you know what? It works. They are very endearing. They're funny. You really get invested in these characters because of their ordeal. Um, that they feel like they're going to go nowhere, and they're just going to live life like everybody else. And we meet other residents of the reservation, and it's a mixed bag. It's not just Native Americans. You see people from all backgrounds on the show, and what happens in the show is things get complicated because another group of petty thieves challenges them, and they're teens as well. So they get into fights, and on the second episode, the first two episodes are available on Hulu. A new episode comes every Monday, premieres every Monday, and so now they have to challenge this other group, and they get into a fight. It sends one of the characters to urgent care. That's the main character here. His name on the show is Bear. He's played by DeFaro Woon Ate, and he's really the heart of the story. He feels bad after stealing a truck from one man who loses his job, and he's diabetic, and he's an old guy. So he starts to wonder, like, what they're doing is right, and so you start to feel for them, their plight. And if you're curious about the title, Reservoir Dog, it's basically a homage to Reservoir Dogs, Tarantino's film. And obviously, I was curious about that title, and then you see them in these suits, and you're like, oh yeah, definitely a reference to the movie. And here's another shot. They're actually coming back from a funeral. Not a funeral. They went to go pay respects to their friend, like I mentioned, who killed himself the year prior. It was a year anniversary. So they're both upset that he's gone, but they're also mad that he left them behind, to kind of figure uh, life as they want versus what they need. And the show it's hilarious. Bear has some visions about a warrior on a horse, but the warrior is not like anything else you've seen. He's not as serious giving life lessons. He's a bit of a comedic relief for the show, and you're not sure the reality or he's envisioning in it. So it's kind of funny how they do that. And then in the second episode, also they're talking about uh, medical issues in the reservation, as most people know. On the reservations, or maybe people don't know, they have um, socialized medicine. So it's kind of
Oh,
awkward that we're all fighting about that now. But if you're Native American, you basically get free health care. So it's basically socialized health care on the reservation. And then some of the two of the characters who have to visit urgent care in this episode, they both say, "Oh God, I hate this place," because of all the red tape and the difficulties you have in trying to get to be seen um, at a place where there's like in the waiting room, there's like 10 people waiting on for a doctor, and there's one doctor. and it's
Oh,
funny. Yeah, it's funny because the one doctor, he's an Asian comedian. I forget who his name. He's hilarious. He's the ophthalmologist. He's a specialist, and so there's one doctor going around, and the advice he gives them is just hilarious. It's really funny. So it's done with humor. So it's kind of sad to see their situation where they feel hopeless. Like these teens are hopeless. So they're hoping to go to California. So I think it's a funny show. It's very quirky. It's very Taika Waititi type humor, like Thor
okay.
Ragnarok. So if you like that kind of humor, he's a writer also on the show, along with Sterling Harjo, who's Native American. So I highly recommend it. I think it's. I don't think we've seen this portrayed anywhere before, and I think it's really good to watch it just to see how others live, especially Native Americans on a reservation, because they're underrepresented in the media. So I think it's a different take. And Latinos, you can recognize some of the characters because it's a basic need. It's what you want. You want to a better future for yourself. So it's very universal subject. I think people in the hood and el barrio can really attest to these people's plight, these kids' plights, because they really have no other option. Some of them are raised by single parents, some don't have parents and raised by an uncle. So there's a lot of underneath the comedy. There's just some like serious, stuff going on, and so the real eye opener. So people should really watch it. And like I was mentioning, Latinos. At one point, one of the girls yells at the opposing gang. They call themselves gangs. They're not really gangs. They just, they're trying to be tough,
But
But
they're not.
she says a bad word, the P word, the Spanish P word, which is
Oh,
the English version is a C word. So I thought,
okay.
hey, Native Americans use that, but that's the thing is Native Americans are mixed in with Spanish blood as well, or speak Spanish, so it's different. Yeah, when they threw out that word, I was like, wait a minute, I thought they were Native American, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know where they came from.
Yeah, I mean, some Native Americans do speak Spanish,
Yeah.
depending how close they are to the border. Oklahoma, not too close, but so that was a what do you call it? A surprise, but it was very, very relatable
Interesting.
because of the topics and them wanting to get out. And I think the hardest job was making these petty thieves likable because they're stealing from others on the reservation. So you're like, well, that's not kind of cool. But by the end, you're invested. You're invested in these characters. You want them to succeed, especially with the heart of the movie being the fact that their friend killed himself
Uh-huh.
because he was hopeless. So that is
Okay.
like their tether. Like, we're not going to be him. We're going to leave. So we'll
Wow.
see where it goes from there. But I'm going to tune in because I feel like I said it's an underrepresented minority. I know a lot of people don't like that term, but underrepresented group. So I think
Yeah,
it's
I'm
good to
gonna check it
see.
out. I
Yeah,
didn't
check
check
it
it out.
out. Yeah, Taika
Yes.
Waititi's handprint is written all over it. The
Okay.
humor, the kids are just they become endearing after a while because some of them are like the girls are like they're tomboys. They're really tough talking and blah blah blah. But then they have moments where you see their soft side, and so you really
Okay.
really need that in this show because, like I mentioned, they're petty thieves. They're stealing from others. So it's kind of
Cool.
a hard balance,
Yeah.
to continue. So I'm intrigued. So I will keep watching it.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out. Now I'm curious to see, especially because it can be relatable. So I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, basically not for kids, but for adults,
No,
because
yeah, for me.
yeah,
That's for me and my husband.
yeah, yeah, because for the underlying themes are sort of dark, but
Okay.
it's done with
Yeah,
humor,
but the
especially
kids
the
are
violence is really.
like teenagers, like older.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, I
okay,
think. Well, they're not clear whether they're going to school or they're college age, so it's a little. I don't know.
17,
Yeah, probably. I mean,
19.
it seems like they're
Okay.
independent, so they might be. But I'm surprised. When I'm not surprised, I guess that it's not on FX. It should be on FX. Instead they relegated to Hulu.
But I think it's at FX
On Hulu.
on Hulu. I was checking and it says TV on Hulu app. There is the FX
I'm not sure if it's
logo
on
on it.
broadcast. I'm not sure if it's on broadcast
Yeah,
version.
but maybe, but they have like something that they do in partnership.
Mhm.
FX, like some titles, like there is the one with the American it was broadcast, it was streaming last year, but it was made for Hulu, but it was FX production,
Mhm.
something like that. I
Oh,
think.
okay. Oh, and I wanted to mention, you kind of get sort of Fargo vibes. The Fargo, the TV series on FX.
Oh,
So
really?
there's some Fargo, yeah. There's some Fargo kind of vibes in this show. So I think if people
Wow.
like Fargo, they'll
Okay.
like this show because Fargo is quirky anyway.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's sort of like comedy and the tragedy sort of deal in Fargo. So this is kind of the same thing. There's a comedy and this tragedy. So
Interesting. No, I'm
yeah.
gonna check it out.
All right.
That's for
So
sure.
yeah. Okay. So what's next for you?
Talking about Taika, he's the next movie that I'm gonna talk to. He's
Oh,
on
that's
it
right.
as an
Yeah.
actor. So yeah, so let's talk about now Free Guy. So this one is talking about this. It follows this bank teller. He's find out that he's an actual NPC, which is like those background characters on a video game, but he doesn't have life. But he needs to help the gamers, like the ones who actually playing the game, get like the tasks they need to help them like get money or there is some tasks to move up on level on a video game, and he's one of those background characters that help that. But then he's found out that if you wear a glasses you can have all this power. So tells this story about his name is Guy, and then he fall in love with one of the gamers, the actual like one of the characters, which was played by Jodie. I can't,
Jodie Comer.
Jodie Comer, because I wrote Comer. It's
Oh.
Comer, and Guy is played by Ryan Reynolds, and you see like they go back and forth in this video game world and then to the real world, and I think was really fun the way that they did, the way that they there is a lot of like reference to games, and I think was amazing the way that Guy characters involved, and then he finds out that he's a artificial intelligence, and towards the end, and the way that everything happened there. I don't know if you I love this movie so much. We already watched twice on the movie theater. So
Oh yeah, I saw you at the second screen.
this is one of the movies. Yes, we saw each other on the second screen. I watched the first one for the press conference, and then my son was very excited because that one I took my husband, and then my son was like, "Oh, I wanna go as well." I was like, "Ryan, I need to watch this movie first to see if you can watch it." And then I asked the PR for my son want to watch it, but if you don't have space on the screening, I understand because now everything is at capacity, like limited space and everything. And they said, no, we have a screening. You can take your son. So he plays video games. So there is a lot of like references to the video games, and then he loved it as well. So it's funny because there's some scenes with YouTubers that he also watched, and it's like, oh, I know this guy, I know this guy, I know this person. Oh my God, this is very similar to the games that I play, and I love that because of that. And I also loved it because it's like original. It's not a franchise. It's not based on a book. It's not based on a remake or a reboot or anything. It's like an original story about. You can see reference for video games, but the story itself, I think, is original. So that's why I love that much. Also, like you can see is Ryan Reynolds, and Taika is also in the movie.
The villain.
He's the villain, and he's a funny villain, which I also
almost cartoonish.
Cartoonish, yes. When he's like goes down to meditate and try to lift it up himself, doing like a maneuver there. I was like, oh my God, this is too much. But I like him. Did you like him?
Well, in the movie, I found him very annoying, but I think that's what he was going for, because that was the only thing. Like, is he overacting a bit too much? Because it was annoying, or was he trying to really be annoying? So I really liked the movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. It got better as it went along. especially the third
Yeah.
act when things start popping up, and I'm like, oh, oh, wait a minute, oh, there's a connection here, but I can't say what we were talking about before.
Oh no, we can do no.
No,
People
no,
needs
but
to
I'm
see
saying
here.
there's a connection to what we were talking about before, so we can't say what it is. But yeah, it got better. Yeah, like the only thing that really bothered me was Taika Waititi just overacting.
I
But it was
know.
funny. But he was acting like a sort of a brat, cartoonish
Yeah,
brat, you know. So
yeah,
I found that one a little off-putting, just because it's just over the top. But I think he meant it to be over the top, so it
yeah.
didn't
I
bother
think
me
it
as
was
much.
part of the character, like part of the process.
Well, no, I think
So
he
you
took it a
have
little over that
yeah.
because
I
Taika is
love like
very over dramatic.
yeah. There is another background character, Buddy, played by Howard, and I
Howery.
like him as well. And I think they are great chemistry with Ryan Reynolds' character. Joe Kerry,
Oh, I love
Kerry
Joe Kerry.
from Stranger
Stranger
Things,
Things.
right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And he's so cute. I like him. He's so
I don't
cute.
know. I don't know why he's not in more movies. He's just so much fun. Remember, he did that Ferris Bueller, or he did the commercial, a riff on the Ferris Bueller, and he
Yeah,
nailed it. He nailed that
nailed it.
character in the commercial. I'm like, this guy is so talented. Why isn't anybody? And he's so sweet in Stranger Things. He's like, he's the character I gravitate to because he's just so funny and natural. And here he's very funny, and he plays it like both sides. When he goes into the video game,
Yeah, I
he's
loved it.
hilarious. So
He's
he has so much
hilarious.
range. Yeah, he has so much range. I'm just surprised he's not in more things. So Hollywood, listen
Yeah,
up, hire
yeah.
him.
Listen up. He's a good guy.
He's
He's
a
a good
he's a,
actor, and
he's a
I
good
like him.
actor, and he shows his range here. He goes from like comedy to he becomes like the heart of the movie a little later on, and you're like, oh, Joe
Oh,
Carey.
I love it. No, I love it. And then they have like some cameos, which we're not gonna be talking about, and but you need to check it out.
Yeah,
I
get ready for the third act. The crowd went crazy. I mean, there was
yeah,
only
everybody. Yeah,
probably like
it's
50 of
funny.
us in there, but we went crazy over it.
Yeah, but funny is I watched the movie with my husband one day with just a few of us, and it was just my husband laughing, and me too, but was my husband like going crazy with all those scenes,
Hmm.
and and then he was like, "Oh my god, I think I'm the weirdo here because all the
No, he's
critics
just
are very quiet, and I'm like going crazy." I was like, "Oh, that's okay. That's you, you know." And he loved it. He liked it as well. And when we watched together, everybody was like going crazy, blah
we
blah
were the
blah.
cooler group.
Yeah, I think was depends. And then I told him, next time we go to a later on, you go to a later one with me, so you can laugh as much as you want. And then
Yeah,
he
the whole
told me,
theater was just erupted in laughter.
yeah,
So, I
yeah,
mean, like I said, it was only like 50 of us, but still, we were like, oh my god,
yeah.
you know.
No, I know. But the other day was like my husband and I, and then we have like 10 people more.
Hmm.
But I think everybody was by themselves,
Oh,
and
party
then
poopers.
yeah, but he had a great time watching, so I was like, that's good.
And you know what I liked about the movie? That most movies like this always put the good stuff like at the beginning, and then it
Yeah,
starts to go downhill, and you're like, oh, okay, well, all the fun stuff was in the first act. But in this one, like I said, it keeps getting better because it just like they don't show much. For video gamers, it's different because they show little things there that they would appreciate. I'm an old school gamer. I'm not a new school gamer, so I recognize like a lot of the stuff, like pickup stuff and superpower and money and that kind of stuff. That's cool.
yeah,
But as it progressed, like it only got better, which was I was happy because, like I said, most of the movies they throw everything at the first act, and then
yeah,
everything else is like kind of lame. But did as far as being original, it did remind me of the Truman Show because it has the same
yeah.
similar saying,
Same. Yeah, we
like
talked
good
when we
day, have a good
left.
day.
Yeah, when I left, I thought about that movie, and even the way that Ryan Reynolds in the beginning was portrayed looks like Jim Carrey. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
a little bit of Jim Carrey there, but reminds there is another movie that was like
Ready Player One.
yes, Ready Player One, but was a more drama. I
Hmm.
think this one is more fun. So, but I like it. Even though it's original, we can connect to another movies. But I
But the
like
younger
it.
audience don't even know what the Truman Show is, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
We I don't know. I don't know for you, but I think we should watch in a
Oh
movie
no,
theater.
definitely.
This
Well,
one.
especially if you have the communal, because like I said, the third act was a riot and everybody was
Yeah.
enjoying it, and it was
Yeah.
like even made you even happier. Can I say that? Even happier. So I think the communal. I mean, if you're comfortable going to movie theaters right now, but yeah, the communal experience is definitely better. And it was funny because my husband, I dragged him to this movie because he's like, Ryan Reynolds, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then at the end, usually when I ask him about a movie, what'd you think? It was alright.
Yeah,
That's
it's
his response.
okay.
It was alright. And he was like, "It's good. It's good." And then he talked to somebody else like, "Yeah, I had a good time." I was like, "Wow, I'm impressed."
Yeah.
Because usually he's a harsh critic. He'd be like, "Yeah, whatever. It was all right." But
Was fun.
he was excited. He's like, "Yeah, that was a fun movie." I was like, told ya."
Yeah, it
So
was fun.
he enjoyed it.
I was happy too. Was fun, and if you comfortable, go to the movie theater.
It's funny
And
how you leave happy, right?
yes, that was the thing. I was happy. I was like, oh my god,
Everybody left that theater and they're like, "Oh my god, that was so much fun!" and blah blah blah. You know, because I
the
like to watch.
music,
Yeah,
fantasy from Mariah Carey.
but just the feeling after watching the movie, everybody was just happy.
Yeah,
You know, they're like, "Oh my god, this part was so good, and this part was so good." So, yeah, go see it in the movie theater. That's for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
All
love
right.
it.
So we have another one coming up. We're gonna go straight back to you because since we have so many movies.
Yeah, so many movies right now. So the other one we're gonna be talking about now, we're gonna come back to the not the sad. It's not sad, but it's like a little.
Dark.
It's this horror thriller suspense. Is Don't Breathe too, but we're gonna breathe in this one. And so the blind man is back to the big screen, and this one is pretty much like a sequel of the first one. And and he lives in this house and takes care of a little girl. And there's some guys that is gonna invade the house, and he just go rogue on those guys because they wanna they should I tell what they wanna they want the girl. They wanna take the girl and kill blind man. So they're not giving too much, because there is a lot going on. There is in the middle of the movie something changed over there, and I don't know if we should spoil that.
Nah.
Why they want the girl, because that's gonna ruin. So that was like the synopsis of the movie. Blind man is back. He has a new life. Takes care of this little girl. Not little. She's like 12.
12. Yeah.
12, I think, 12 years old, and takes care of her. And then there's some people invade his house again. And the little girl is her name is Phoenix on the movie, and played by Madeline Grace, which is a newcomer, new actress, and she's great. I think she did a really good job, especially all these scenes that she went through. If you watch the movie, it's like there is a lot of like tough, like physical and some emotional ones, and she did a really good job. I think he the blind man is Stephen Lang. He's he a really good actor, but she's did a really good job on it. So I think it's I don't know, and if you agree, but she goes way beyond. And then we have this question. He's a villain to hero, anti-villain, anti-hero. What is this going on with this movie, right? So I don't know. Did you watch this one, right, Lupe? What
Yeah,
do you think?
I watched it. I watched it last night, and because I was like, oh, I gotta see this because how are they gonna make this guy like the hero of the sequel, you know? And basically, what they did is they made the new guys worse.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're just even worse, especially in one scene where let's just say pets were harmed. So once that happened, I was like, mother effers, and I was like,
Yeah,
go kill him, blind man, go kill him because
yeah.
because
I was
they
like,
heard something.
oh,
Yeah,
just do it
they're
now.
like, all right, kill him. We're on board. Just go kill him because of that, you know. So they know that the filmmakers, Fede Alvarez and
Rodo,
Rodo
Rodo Sayagues.
Sayagues, yeah.
Yeah,
So they threw in their stuff that you know the audience will be like, yeah, okay, kill those suckers, you know.
yeah.
Because you're like, you know, if you're wondering like how are we gonna make this guy a hero, like, okay, well, he's just not as he's bad, but not as bad as these other new guys that are introduced. So I was like, oh, I was watching the movie, going, okay, that was clever. Yeah, all right,
Mhm.
you got it. But then there was some other stuff that happened, and you're like, really?
Yeah, they're like really. Yeah, and then when the trailer first came out, everybody was like, the social media, everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. You're doing him a hero. He's a bad guy, blah, 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 all this conversation. And when you watch the movie, it's not quite like that. You know what I mean?
Well, he's not as bad as the first one, but if you know the history, like if you watch the first movie, he had well, he killed the intruders, but then we find out in Act 3 that he had somebody in the basement tied up, and he was trying
Yeah,
to get her pregnant. So I don't know if there was like rape involved, or well, he actually admits to rape here,
yeah.
but yeah, he was trying to. He had a turkey baster, so he was like injecting semen sperm into her.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, oh man, that's as bad as you can get. So I don't know how you can come back from that.
Yeah, but he came back, and then you see that he didn't pay for his crimes, which
Yeah,
that's why people are really upset. I think
yeah,
with the trailer because of that, because seems that he having a great life taking care of this girl, you know. So, but then you kind of when you watch the movie, because I don't think the people thought that the trailer gave away too much. No,
um,
you're wrong. You need to watch the movie to understand what happened there. And also, when I spoke to Fede and Rodo, I asked about this controversial because people are like, they need. And then he told you watch the movie, you know why he's he's like he's like a cultural thing for me because he's from Uruguay, and usually like you have like bad guys that don't pay for the crimes, but for the community,
they're
he's a
heroes.
hero. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And the
Yeah,
same in Brazil. I'm from Brazil, and this happens the same thing. Sometimes they don't pay for the crimes; they're still like free to do whatever they want, but they for the community they're trying to help, trying to be. So over there, they're a hero. You know. So what are you gonna tell? So
yeah. He
let's.
said that because we asked him same thing. Somebody did my interview, but we asked him like, how do you humanize someone like that? And he was like, well, I
Yeah.
don't know about the term. He's already a human, so he didn't get it. Like, well, that's what they say in
Yeah.
movies. Like, how do you humanize? That's like movie talk. So he was
Yeah.
his explanation was like, yeah, I don't buy that. I mean, you still have to, you don't sometimes you don't see a villain like that as a human. You see him like as a monster.
Yeah.
But he did recognize, yeah, he's a monster, but he's already human. We don't need to humanize him. Like, well, we don't mean it that way. We meant it like, how do how do you have your audience root for this guy who we know from his past is a really bad guy? And they try to explain in the movie, like, he came back from the war, he's a veteran. There was some dialogue that was very forced, when the girl is talking to him, talking about, our sins of our past don't define us and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay, that feels a little forced. Just out of like, people who don't barely know each other don't, you know,
Yeah.
talk to each other like that
Yeah,
openly. So
I think all the villains and lately all the villains are being humanized. Some of you know what I mean. They because I think before it was just like villain is the bad guy and he's bad in everything,
yeah.
and now I think all the movies are trying to humanize. But I'm gonna check it out your interview. Maybe he didn't understand.
Well, no, I think it's like you mentioned, it's a language thing.
Yeah,
Because for
yeah,
us, when we say,
it's
how do
a
you
cultural.
humanize a villain? Well, we know
Yeah,
how that is because, like, like Killmonger. Let's just bring up Killmonger since we're talking about what if. We know, even though he's a villain, we can understand where he's coming from because he came from a disadvantaged background. He got to the place where he was at because of what happened to him and all the injustices that happened to him. Like, that's humanizing him, right? Even though he's
yeah,
a really bad guy, we know that he got there. Him and T'Challa are like this, well, T'Challa didn't have many injustice, but he understands like, oh, okay, he got here because, and that's why
because
at the end of
this
the
this
movie, the
happened.
Black Panther, he goes back to the community to help the community because he knows otherwise we're going to get another Killmonger, right? So that's very relatable. Here, it's like, okay, yeah, no, he's still a bad guy. He's just not as bad as the newer bad guys.
Yeah,
So I think, I mean, yeah, we're rooting for the girl, basically, like you said, she's
yeah.
the saving grace, but we're rooting for him to help her. Um, but he's still a bad guy.
Yeah, he's still a bad guy. And what another thing that is he they try to humanize him because he's trying to help her, teach her how to survive in this world, like this in this environment of violence that we are living. So this is one of the things that he's doing good, but he's still evil.
Yeah, but he
Like
keeps her
the bad.
prisoner. Like she wants to go to school, she wants to venture
Yeah,
out and have friends. He's like, no. And you're like, oh man, that sucks. But I
yeah,
mean, I think they took a risk in the movie, and I think they did a good balance until like the third act when it got ridiculous.
yeah. I know.
There were some twists and turns, and you're like, really, dude, like.
And then I was like, what?
And there was some in the movie theater. We were laughing. Some parts in the third act, we were just like, really, okay. It was a little ridiculous, and just some of the things feel very forced and not natural. It was just like cartoonish. Some of the characters that appear in third act, and a
Yeah,
lot of us were laughing at the dialogue throughout the movie, and we're like, oh, that's never a good sign. And people are laughing at the dialogue. So I think most people will come out and be like, it was intense, though. For sure, it was intense.
yeah,
You're gonna get the same kind of intensity, but like in the first one, you didn't really question because it's just like bam, 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 like one thing after another. Here, it's like it takes a breath, and there's some things that happen, and then you laugh at some developments.
yeah.
But I didn't fall asleep because I only had 5 hours of sleep yesterday. Because we all got up early for interviews the same day. So, and for sure, I thought I'm going to fall asleep because I'm so tired. My eyes are already burning as I was driving over there. But I stayed awake because it's like, it's good as
It's
far
good.
as a
Yeah, it's
thriller.
good.
It's really good as a
It's good.
thriller.
Yeah, and this is something that, like, if you should wait or should watch in the movie theater, I'm gonna tell you, you should watch in a movie theater because we didn't watch in a stream because the director are very, very like they told us you need to watch in a movie theater. If you wanna interview, if you wanna watch the movie before release, you need to watch in a movie theater. So
Yeah, I guess it's another movie that's communal, like a communal experience because even though you're laughing at some of the dialogue, you're laughing as a group. So, because when I laughed and everybody, and when we all laughed together, we're like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one. Because sometimes you
yeah,
think, am I being too harsh? But when you're
yeah,
laughing, and there's some moments where you're like, I mean, the kills are gruesome. I looked away so many
yeah.
times
It's like,
because like, oh my god, I can't watch it. I can't watch it.
I agree
Um,
with you. I agree with you. And the parts that you are laughing, I laugh by my like too, like here in
internally,
secret because my screener was smaller, and you have a bunch of like journalists there, but it was smaller, and I could be like, I think if I have a big crowd, I'll laugh more.
yeah, definitely. Just because of the twists and turns, and people are like, what? Oh my god, and the
Yeah, like
laughter.
what?
Yeah, but I know one person, another person who came out, he was just very disappointed. So, be prepared for a letdown, but at least enjoy the communal experience. So if you're wondering, like, it's not going to be as good as the first one, obviously, because the first one
Yeah,
seemed flawless, and it was really short too. And this one's short too. I think it's like at 90 something minutes. It clocks in a little over 90
yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
So
It's
it's really
really
short.
short, like
It felt
really.
long though. It felt like 2 hours.
Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like 2 hours for sure because it was like so. The second act was really like stretched out.
I was like,
So
oh no, it's time to go.
yeah, because
I think
they spend a lot of time at the house, and then finally when they go out of the house to another location, it
go
was
to
like,
another
oh,
place.
are we going to another location? That means it's gonna be longer.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, how is a blind man gonna find her?
Interesting, right?
But yeah, some of the developments is funny.
It's fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Let's
well, there
see.
you go.
For that one, you go to the movie theater first.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the choices. Like, yeah, the options for movies, except for like Netflix and Amazon, they still have movies, but not as much, right? The frequency is less for movies coming to streaming.
Yes. They
So,
have a Kissing Booth 3 open this weekend at Netflix.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Second one was bad. I like the first one. Second one was bad. So I think I'll skip the third one because the second one was just so bad.
No, the second was terrible. But they have
Yeah.
this coming up right now. And I know we're going to be talking about Mother Love, this season 2, the
Oh, they love?
series.
Mhm.
Yeah, in Amazon, they're premiering tomorrow as well, but we can talk about next week.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm remembering right now. And there is a lot of movies coming to theaters, and we have some coming up for Amazon and Netflix on the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, we have some good ones like the Jason Momoa actually next week. The Jason Momoa movie on Netflix is out next week.
Oh yeah, Sweet Girl, and then we have Vacation Friends that's gonna coming to Hulu in a couple of weeks. And what
He just
else
did
we
the
have?
press conference for that. I
Yeah,
love John Cena. Didn't you love John Cena? He's so sweet. Every
yeah,
time.
he's sweet and very with a tie.
No, but he was so humble because he's great in this movie, and for the press, the questions were telling him like, it's such a great role and how fun it was for him, and because he plays this gentle giant kind of a character,
Yeah,
so it's very different for him. But he just kept crediting his co-stars and just very humble. You're like,
yeah,
oh, that's so
I
sweet. Like
love
he
it.
didn't take any credit. He was just like, no, it's because of who I was surrounded with. They helped me with my performance. I was like, oh, what a nice guy.
Yeah, what a nice guy. No, and one of the characters, the beginning, the dos Santos,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah. I used to work with
Latino,
him.
he's there. His name on the movie is in the movie is Maurilio. Is my dad's name, and then I was like,
Oh.
what? Like,
Well, catch if you're looking for shows to watch on Netflix, Gentified. He's on
identify. Yeah,
Gentified. It's a really good show about the barrio. I think it's East LA,
I love
right?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great show, and it really captures the Spanglish, how we talk.
yeah,
People who were raised here where we talk Spanglish, mixing
yeah.
words,
Even
English and
me,
Spanish.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I wasn't raised here, but sometimes I talk Spanglish.
Yeah,
too.
so it's a fun show. I think it really captures kind of like Vida, but like the East LA version, where the other one is Boyle Heights. Well, it's in
Yeah,
the same area. We're all in the same area, but
yeah, the
uh,
same area, but Vida was
a little darker.
darker and the way that they portray was more like for adults, and this one is more fun. I don't know,
Yeah, the
but it's the
Gentefied is
same
more fun.
subjects. I like it.
Yeah, so go watch
Yeah,
that. I think a second season is coming, so
I hope
um,
so. I cannot wait.
I know. Yeah, it'll be fun, especially
Yeah.
with that cliffhanger they left us with. Those were like,
I was
oh
like, no.
no, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna cry. I can't
Yes,
believe they left us like this. So we have to. Okay, and America Ferrera actually directs some of these episodes. She's a executive
yeah.
producer on the show, and
She was extra. Yeah,
and she directs some of the episodes. So if you want
I
some
like it.
name dropping,
Oh, another series that's coming, like talking about Latinos, is the Diary of the
future president,
the president. That's
season
Gina
two.
Rodriguez is there. I don't know if it's. I think it's next week or it's this
Yeah, it's
week.
coming up.
Yeah, something like that. That's for kids.
Well,
Ryan
maybe we should
cannot
be
wait.
talking about those next week.
Yeah, we should talk about it. That's
All
awesome.
right. Okay, well there you go. That's our selection. Like I said, we talked about movies coming out in theaters because I'm sure you want to know whether you should go to a movie theater for it or wait till it comes out on digital, which is usually like 30 days nowadays.
Yeah.
So anyway,
We'll
thanks
never
for
know.
watching. Yeah, you never know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to follow Hollywood Critics Association's channel, give us a like, and leave any comments of any upcoming TV shows or movies you want us to talk about. And we will ask for screeners or go to the movie theater to watch it for you and let you know.
Yeah. And
All right, Jana,
thank you for watching us. Thank you so much again, Lupe. And
don't
forget to follow us too.
Oh, yeah, follow us on Twitter. And you want to tell us where they can find us?
Yeah, Instagram, YouTube. And thank you for watching.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.